How is it going? Don't revive me, bros. Oh man, do you guys remember one of the last videos I put up on here? We sort of discussed different things to call the fans here. Don't revive me, bros. I wrote down some really good ones, and I don't have time to go through my paper stack to find them now. Anyway, what we're going to be talking about in this video is going to be the new patch that's coming out. It's going to be out June 4th on all platforms. Unfortunately, if you live in Asia or Japan, it's actually going to be June 5th for PlayStation 3. You know, I don't know why none of us here do. I'm sorry, so we can't answer that. Before we get into that, on the screen here, that's some rush defense on DRMB Peak. Hopefully you enjoy it while we're talking about the patch. Now, you know, a lot of people right now are talking about the patch, but you know, here at Don't Revive Me Bro, we know that some of you might consider us a major source of Battlefield 3 news. You know, we're a Battlefield 3 community for you. We definitely want to give you the information too, just in case you do come to us for that kind of information. We want to have it out there for you. There is official patch notes out. Those are linked in the description for you if you really want to read through all the details there. What I'm going to do here is just sort of talk about the things I'm excited about in there, some of the highlights of the patch. So let's jump into there right away. First off, M26 dart situation resolved. Okay, I know many of you have struggled with this, and you know that's been big news. Oh, when are they going to fix a dart? Well, that's going to be fixed, and in case you didn't know, if you had the M26 underbarrel dart with heavy barrel, it would actually be shooting assault rifle bullets rather than shotgun pellets, so it was making it pretty powerful. But that's going to be fixed in the patch. Also, Suppression, that has definitely been some big news. They're going to be modifying that. What they're going to be doing is taking Suppression down a little bit so it's not as strong as it is now. But it's still going to be stronger than it was in initial release. So hopefully they're finding a happy middle ground there. You know, honestly for me, I've adapted to it already, so I'm stoked when they take it down. I'm going to feel like my accuracy is amazing. Also, for any of you who are like me and colorblind, I'm actually red-green colorblind, they're going to be giving colorblind support for consoles. You know, I've used that feature on PC. I've really enjoyed it. I'm excited to have it on console, and hopefully it'll help out with a few things there. Also, speaking about me personally, you guys know I'm not really a fan of vehicles. I am more of an infantry guy. There are a lot of vehicle fixes coming in here, especially I saw a lot with air support, you know, jets and helicopters, and a few on tanks and anti-aircraft. That's just not my thing, so I'm really not going to get into that. If you want some specific details on that, you know where to find the link in the description. Talking about some of the other things for infantry though, gadgets, and they're going to now deploy a little quicker. So you can think in those high stress situations when you're running into a room and think there's someone behind you, you need to drop a tug and get on the next floor real quick. Hopefully it's going to deploy times a little quicker, a little shorter for you, so you'll be able to do that a little quicker and hopefully come up on top in those situations. Also, you know, we have close quarters coming out, and I think the console players should really be excited about that, because some of those big maps are sort of difficult with only 24 players, and hopefully some of you on PC are really looking forward to it as well. Well, when they were doing the testing with that, I guess they found out the aim assist isn't really strong enough to make that game mode exactly what they want it to be. So they're bumping up close quarters aim assist a little bit for you. A long distance aim assist is still going to be reduced, it's not going to be overpowered there. But, you know, some people might think, oh, more aim assist. But, you know, it applies evenly to everybody, so it's not like it's going to be overpowered or anything. You all have it. And I think, hey, if they think it's going to make the game better, great, we'll all use it and we'll take advantage of it. And, you know, the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually sort of surprising to me, because one of my first videos when Battlefield 3 came out was about, you know, the radio beacon. But I guess supposedly, when you place it, the direction you're facing when you place it, didn't affect which way you or your teammates would spawn in when they come in on it. Well, that's going to be fixed or changed, so now whichever direction you are when you place the spawn beacon, that's the direction you or your squad mates will face when they spawn in. To make that even better, in the spawn preview menu, when you're looking and scrolling in where you're going to spawn in, when you scroll over the radio beacon, the camera angle is actually going to show you the direction you're going to be looking when you spawn in. I mean, I know personally, man, I scroll over the spawn beacon and it gives me some weird aerial view angle, and I never have a clue where the spawn beacons are. So that'll definitely make it a lot more viable or easier to use. Here's another one that sort of brings up a topic sort of outside of the patch, and that's the 40mm smoke will remain for a longer period of time as it did before. Now this might actually come up in a future video of mine, maybe on my personal channel, but it's just the efficacy of smoke. Everyone always says, oh, smoke is so good, but no one uses it. And I used it for maybe 3 weeks straight, used nothing but smoke on my assault kit. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sold on it. So I'm sort of curious, a lot of you say that, but how many of you really use it all the time and really find it beneficial? And in what sense, in what game mode, in what situations? And I'd really like to hear that, so please feel free to leave those in the comments. Okay, and we're going to push along to some gun stats here, and this is sort of like vehicles. You know, these are getting detailed and really specific, and if you really care that much about all gun stats and damage stats, you probably don't want to just listen to it. You're going to want to go look at all the numbers yourself. So I'm just going to go really quickly over here and skip most of them. But the SKS, which I think has become pretty popular in the sniper rifle category, is having some work done to it right now. It's going to now have higher damage with the suppressor than it previously did, but they're going to reduce the suppression effect of it, and they're reducing the long range damage. So those are some things there. And they've also been changing how the foregrip works on a lot of different guns. They're sort of changing some of the rates on shotguns, and you know, that list goes on and on. Now we're getting to a few things that I really like here. And one that makes me really excited is your weapons fire mode. You know, if it's fully auto, burst fire, single fire, that will now be saved in between spawns. And I'll tell you what, I try to use all the guns in the game, and the AN-94, not only just do I have some trouble controlling it, but I spawn in with it. I get in close quarter situations right when I spawn in, and I'm just so used to guns being fully auto that I'll hit fire it, hold down the trigger, think I'm just going to spray and pray, and the gun fires 2 shots and then stops. And I'm left there screaming, why is my gun not working? So I'm really happy to have it now save in fully auto, and I think a lot of people who use it maybe in single fire will just enjoy having the gun how they want it every time and not always having to change it. And now, to finish off my list, how many times have you lost dog tags because someone snuck up behind you and you didn't hear them and then they knifed you? Well, they say that's not going to be so easy anymore because you are now going to be able to hear the footsteps when they're coming from behind you. Oh man, my headset's not going to be worth it again. You know, really, I have to admit, this probably has worked in my favor more than it's worked against me because I definitely take more dog tags than I lose. Maybe that's because they can't hear me, and you know, we're on YouTube, we pay a little bit more attention to the game, especially here at Don't Revive Me Bro. So I think we probably have better situational awareness than other people, but I think it's still going to be a nice addition, and I know I was rage-induces when I get knifed. I'm like, I did not hear anything, and it was dead quiet over here, so that'll be something nice there. And those are the parts of the patch that I'm really excited about. And honestly, if I had to pick one thing I'm the most excited about, I would say it's the fire mode saving between spawns. And then if I had to pick a second thing, it'd probably be footsteps. I know a lot of people are probably thinking darts and suppression. Like I said, suppression is sort of for everyone. I've adapted to it. Everyone has to deal with it. I'm okay with it, though I am happy to see it change. And as far as dart goes, I play on my server a lot, or other servers that have good admins. So we don't really have to deal with the dart at all. But I'd really love to hear, you know, what are your 2 top favorite things in order? Are they what I'm thinking? They're darts and suppression, or are they other things? Maybe some gun stats or vehicle stats that I skipped over. Love to hear it. Leave them in the comments below. But before you go anywhere, I'd like to share 2 videos with you. The one on the left here is me and my team, MCOM Disposal Squad, training for PTFO Director's Cut. In our first practice, we felt like our main thing to work on was going to be communication. So in this video, we're discussing that and how we most effectively use communication in game. On the right, there is my series Controlling the Battlefield, where I take a certain game mode on a certain map and I sort of break down that specific game and how to take control of that map. So on that one, it's Squad Rush on Grand Bazaar. I really hope you enjoy them. And as always, happy gaming, everyone.